Welcome to Make Sense with Melzy, where we make sense of the world we live in through real culture conversations. Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much to absolutely everybody that has tuned in to season one or season two. Your likes, your comments, your encouraging words. I'm so grateful for everybody's support. If you know me, you know I've been talking about a show, a podcast for over 5 years now. It's been a long time coming. And I said to myself last year, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to get it done. I'm a chatty patty. I love it here. And that's just exactly what we did. And I remember recording the first episode and I kind of parked it for a little bit. And I was like, okay, no, I need to get it back up and running. I need to get my branding together. I need to just push it out there. And I think that since kind of like doing the podcast, I've literally just learned to love hosting again, love speaking to people, just love having like meaningful conversations. Like I'm naturally a chatty patty, if you know me. Like I am naturally a chatty patty. And, I used to get told off at school for talking too much, and now I get paid to talk. But I just think having like a platform, having Make Sense with Melzy, it's just kind of like created this safe space for people to share their stories, share their opinions, where we can agree or disagree, but we're still having those conversations, which I think are really, really important. This season has been absolutely litty committee. We've had Despa Robinson really share his journey on mental health and being a music manager. We had Kalechi in the building, probably one of my biggest guests that I've had on the show. And she was just absolutely lovely. Like that interview was just vibes and energy throughout. We've had Stephanie who shared her journey on transitioning into a man and then detransitioning back to her authentic self. You know, we've had Kahindi Andrews who's, spoken about Black Power and the systems and things that we need to do in order to build a strong Black community. We've really covered quite a lot of topics on Make Sense with Melzy. And I never run out of things to talk about. I never run out of things to say. But one thing for sure, I'm so grateful for every guest that has considered or come onto the podcast. We're a small platform. We're just starting off. We've still got a long way to go. However, people that see my energy, my light, my genuine soul, my personality, and wants to be part of the tribe, I get a little fuzzy in my heart. I get a little fuzzy because I'm just like, oh, you want to come on my podcast? So I just think it's about creating that environment for people where they can feel comfortable to know, you know what, I can talk about this with Miles because I'm not really a mixy kind of person. I'm not really a mix up kind of person. I've spoken about confrontation, which I clearly don't like. And I've spoken about that on previous episodes. So, like, for me, it's just about being like a genuine, good, kind person. And I always believe if you lead with love, the love will come back. There's no point leading with hate. There's no point leading with dramas because not everybody wants that kind of energy around them. So I just think it's been amazing that I've created this great environment. I can't believe we've done 2 seasons already. I just can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And one thing I said to myself this year is that I was going to go for absolutely everything. I was going to face every fear. I was going to change as many habits as possible. sometimes in life, you have to challenge yourself. You have to come outside of your comfort zone. You have to do things that you've always wanted to do. And if you don't do those things, I never want to look back at my life and think to myself, oh, I wish I would have done this, or oh, I wish I would have done that. Like, I don't want to have any regrets, you know? I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for the fame. I'm here because I'm a pretty damn good presenter and I've got a good way of getting people to talk. And I just love speaking to people from different walks of life that have different stories, which are all so, inspiring, and to create that space here on the podcast has been absolutely amazing. And I am so thankful for everybody's support. And yeah, we're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and better and better and better and better. So, of course, this is actually our final episode of season 2. I know, sad times, sad times, sad times. But we've got some amazing things coming up for season 3. But before I tell you about the amazing things that we've got coming up, let's go and take a look at some of my favorite episodes of season 2 and some of my favorite chatty patty bits that you guys probably missed. Let's take a look.
This is a setup because she doesn't even
next
know how
one.
to hum the song.
Next one. No, I know how to hum, man. I'm the queen of humming.
You know what I found? I feel like I listen to bare bashment music.
All right, we'll throw a bashment one in there for you then.
No, because it'll be your bashment.
What's your bashment? What?
Miss Maggie in the fridge bashment.
Don't be chatting my business. First of all. And what's the difference between your bashment and my bashment?
Mine's just very like surface level. It's like there's no depth to it really.
Okay.
Little vibes, little spice.
All right, I'll do a bashment song then.
All right. Get to it, never get to it. You see that pussy, yeah, dedicated to the man and below. Love that. I'm a piano remix.
Right, should we play a little game?
The camera's on though?
Not that kind of game.
Oh.
Relax.
I was thinking before this was a podcast, not the other PO.
Right. So this is a new game that I've created called Test Your Gangster. A bit aggressive.
I'm gangster.
Yeah, a bit aggressive. So it's basically a quiz around your industry. Mm-hmm. So you have to get all the questions right.
Oh, there's a right and wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get the question right or you can get the question wrong.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Which comedian said, "It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do"?
Williams.
No.
Stop, don't.
Whoa.
Wait.
Whoa. Are you even a comedian, bro?
No. Stop.
Whoa.
Female, man.
I'm not even giving you a clue, mate. That's like,
Okay, say it again.
it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do. Audience members, please make sure you put in your scores in the comments, because from the looks of it, you're going to be getting more numbers than Smash. You don't know?
No, don't tell me.
You ain't got that long.
I
You ain't got
know
all
the
day.
call. How long have I got?
You should have answered it already. Come on. It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Chris Rock.
No,
All right, forget it. I give up.
Chris Tucker.
Oh,
Friday.
I ain't. You said comedian.
He's a comedian.
How long ago he did comedy?
It's Friday, though. It's the movie Friday.
You see, when you
It's
said
the
comedian,
classic line.
I'm not gonna put it in a movie. I'm talking stand up, straight stand up.
well,
If you gave me
think
a
about
quote
it.
from his stand up, then cool.
I don't have quotes to stand up, so you,
Then you have to say comedian / actor. Then that weren't fair.
It's
That one not
no,
down. I don't
comedian's
care.
comedian. Which soap opera did Richard Blackwood play the role Felix?
That's either EastEnders or Hollyoaks. I don't watch none.
Hollyoaks.
I don't
Well
watch,
done. I'll give you that
none
one.
of them. I just know that he was in both of them.
Okay, we'll give you that one.
Which comedian hosts a radio show on One Extra?
Eddie Caddy.
Well done. Okay. Who was the first black female comedian to have sold out show at the London Palladium last year?
Judy Love.
Well done.
Sister
I love Judy Love, you know.
Judy Love.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Which famous comedian died in 2008?
Bernie Mac.
My Jenna. Well done.
My guy.
Okay. Which comedian has a TV show called The Latest Show with da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da on Channel 4?
Mo Gilligan.
Well done. How old was Richard Pryor when he died?
40s. I don't know the exact number. 43.
Is that your final offer?
Nah. I feel like it's probably older. Hella old. The thing is, I've never known the answer. I've never known to even remember it. But I'm just gonna
65.
Yeah. Cool. I'm cool with that.
So that means you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions out of 7. Not bad.
Oh, are we saying that the first one didn't count then?
No, it did count.
So there's a 6 out of 7. So which one didn't I get 2 wrong?
No, you got it's crystal. Oh no, you got 2 wrong. Sorry, I can't count. 5 out of 7.
Okay, so it's 7 questions.
7 questions.
Okay.
Yeah, you're making me question myself. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that's cool. 5
Well
out of
done,
7.
Smash.
I'm cool with that.
Well done, Smashy Ashy.
I think the first question was very technical.
It was
like
technical, so everyone knows Friday.
I know everyone knows Friday. Then you should have said from what movie is this quote and who says it.
Bro, the first line of the quote was "It's Friday."
No, but when you said comedian, I'm scanning through stand-up comedy, not movies.
But Mel, I've got to say as
Go
well,
on.
we talk a lot about the physical
But it's all about inside mental.
here.
Mm.
So when it comes to things like, just general health or room health, what's going on up here? Are we addressing stuff that's going on up here? Are we addressing any kind of traumas we've had, in our life? What are we doing with that?
Does that affect your hormones then?
Yeah,
would you
it
say?
affects everything. Every aspect of your health. That's stress. We then make stress hormones that kind of go around the body, It affects everything. So whether it's therapy, whether it's having a good friend that you can kind of talk to, whether it's incorporating stuff into your life like activities or meditation that will lower your stress levels, it's important that we do that.
Wow, because I feel like a lot of women are stressed, so much pressure, family, kids, husband, parents. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure on women being the nurturers.
There is. It's a lot, this, and back in, my day, as I call it, we didn't have so many stresses.
Really?
We did a bit.
Do you feel like we're more stressed now?
Yeah, 100%.
I lie,
100%.
No, man.
I'm
no.
sorry, but Melly, yes.
No.
We didn't have social media
True.
that says you got to look this way, you got to
True.
act this way, you got to have it all, you got to do it all, right? We didn't have that. We relied upon kind of our instincts,
What we saw in
family,
the mirror.
yeah, all that kind of stuff, right?
Interesting.
But now it's like you got to do this. You got to get the career. You got to get the partner or the husband. You've got to get the car. You've got to have the 2.5 kids. You've got to have the hair, the face, the figure, the holidays, the apartment. It's so much pressure, too much pressure.
So it is that thing of trusting more in your own instincts, having faith
Yeah.
and hope in your situation.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like social media does put pressure. Like,
Keep it simple. Keep life as simple as we can. We overcomplicate things with all this stuff. And a lot of it is lies. Yeah, what you see on
I
social
lie
media.
them, I tell.
Lie.
I lie them, I tell you. Them a liar.
It's lies.
Yeah.
Because some of the people that I've seen on Instagram and who have come to me for various services, I'm like,
Your life looked way better on the gram than what you're telling me now.
it's lies.
I work with a lot of young women at the moment, and there's so much pressure to be like, oh, I need to be slimmer. I need to go to the gym.
Oh.
Every girl's taking a Ozempic.
And you got to have the bum, and you got to
You
have the
gotta have the
boob, you got to
bum,
have
the
the snatch
boobs,
waist,
this,
you got
that,
to,
and it's
yeah, oh
like,
my goodness.
You really do need to feel comfortable in your own skin. Because actually, there's love out there for everybody.
Absolutely.
Absolutely everybody. I don't
A
care
lid
what
for
you
every
look like.
pot.
There's a lid for every pot. Me like that one day, you know, Lana.
It is.
There's a lid for every pot. Sometimes one lid can go over 2 pots.
Yeah, you have to catch it sometimes, isn't it? Catch the lid. But, there's a lid for you.
Yeah, and I think there's such a misconception that women have to be this certain way. And it's causing us more stress than we actually need it.
It is. If you compare that to guys, I mean, listen, my husband could go out in the same outfit for like a week and nobody would bat their eyes. You watch, if I wear this pair of pants now every day, people would be chatting me.
Chatting.
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, look at
Could you kind of discuss some of the typical triggers that can lead to mental health issues, especially in kind of like marginalised communities?
Yeah, so I think for marginalised communities, and when I say that, I think about more so the Black and Brown community, because that's what Melanin Immunes really focuses on as well. We're more likely to experience socio-economic factors. So what I mean by that is like more likely to maybe live in inner city, lower income areas, and also like partly our diet impacts on what we eat as well. Yeah,
The seasonings. Can't season no more.
we can season, and I'm not giving up
Girl.
my seasons for nobody.
I've
But
just got a seasoning drawer, girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I got a cupboard. I've got, the old like the Walls ice cream tubs. I got like 4 of them just full of seasonings.
Girl, you're taking it too far.
No, I have a lot of seasonings, but so I'm not saying to throw away seasonings.
No, we're not going to throw away our
Yeah.
seasons because we need a little flavour.
Yeah,
We need a little
exactly.
spice.
But just the way that we like cook and prepare things could maybe be a little bit healthier. And like our dishes it's very meat heavy,
Very meat heavy.
very very meat heavy. So we need to go look a bit more ital.
A little bit more item.
Yeah.
And again, this probably stems way from back then again, doesn't it? In terms of like, we had the last of the last
Yep.
and we just had to make it work.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's that whole ideology of if we give them a big meal, they're not going to want to eat all day. And I suppose
Yeah.
these are all the things that we kind of have to start
Yeah,
unlearning.
yeah.
But Fitness Pal is telling me I need 164, not 164 grams of protein
Okay.
to get
Yeah.
this ass.
Yeah, I know,
And
man.
it's like,
Why
what?
is it so much protein? I cannot eat all this protein every day.
I can't do it. I can't
It's
do
actually
it.
stressful.
It's very,
Like,
very,
it's
very
very hard.
stressful. It's hard. So like even me, like I've had to start introducing certain things. So I don't really eat red meat as much. I do like a little Greek gyro, little lamb Greek gyro,
See, I love lamb, man. Lamb
I
is
love
my
lamb.
weakness. Lamb's my favourite meat.
lamb
so,
chops,
yeah.
lamb shank,
Yeah, anything lamb, I'm here
minted
for it.
as well.
Yeah.
Some mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
Oh.
I love it.
And then you got steak.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
the
love like
mutton.
my Caribbean. Like I love my curry mutton, my oxtail, and butter beans. Like I love all of that as well. So just gotta have that in moderation.
It's in moderation, isn't it? But you are right. Like I've had to start really introducing like vegetarian meals into my diet a little bit, even if it's just a little jack of potato, cheese and beans.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It
but
can
I just
work.
feel like it's not quite a meal without meat. And I'm sorry to all the vegetarians and vegans out there, but I really do feel like have I eaten though?
Have I had anything to eat
Yeah.
though? Yeah, because we're so used to being full.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
and having that chicken or something on the plate. So
I've done a chickpea curry. I've tried chickpea curry.
yeah, I have.
really
I am.
nice.
I
I like
am
chickpea
definitely
curry.
getting into veggie meals and cooking more veggie meals, eating more veggie meals.
But yeah, like you said, it's about moderation.
Yeah, so I think it's like the kind of socioeconomic factors, which includes like housing, areas that we live in, physical health, our diet, the things that we eat, even our lifestyle kind of choices sometimes as well. And I know we were talking a little bit about it before.
So we're referring to kind of like alcohol, smoking marijuana. How do you think marijuana affects the mental health?
I always get into this conversation. My caveat is more so in this day and age, like cannabis is not what it used to be. There's lots of different strains. There's lots of things in there mixed with all sorts now. So that pure
That we
weed
used to
plant
back in the
that might
day.
be happening back in the day is not really what people are smoking in this day and age. So that's what's linked more so to mental health problems. It's not just me saying it. research has shown that
wow.
it's more likely to trigger off episodes of psychosis.
You've campaigned a lot around decolonizing education. What does that actually look like, and what is the importance of that?
So, I'm not the one really with the decolonizing the schools.
Okay.
Because the schools are the schools.
Yeah.
Like, the schools are like prisons. And that's what I talked about.
can't
Like,
change
you know,
the,
they are what they are. For me, it's more about how do we make sure that our kids have education, and that education they're not going to get in schools. So I'm not saying it's not important to try and shift what happens in the schools, because it is important. But like, even when the schools try, they can't like they can't do it.
It's like a half-ass.
It's like
It's a half-ass attempt.
yeah, like there's some teachers. Don't be wrong. There's some teachers who do great work.
Of course.
Not always is. Some teachers do great work. But then, like, there was a few years ago, I went to a London event, and there was a guy who had gone around and how do they teach slavery in the schools, and he said it was terrible. And some of the stories he went to said one school had a display, and it was the display was the pros and cons of slavery, right?
Whoa. Pause. Pause, Kendi. How is there a pro for slavery? Why is that even in the topic of conversation? Wow.
Well, one of the pros was it gave the slaves discipline. Not joking. This was in the schools on the wall. So there's a quote from Malcolm X, which I love Malcolm.
I know you love Malcolm. I've listened to some of your podcasts. You mention him every
It's all
episode.
Malcolm all the time.
Yeah,
really.
big up Malcolm. We love Malcolm.
But yeah, why would you let the enemy educate your children? And the schools are the enemy. Like that doesn't mean there's not good stuff in the schools.
Yeah.
But I say university same way. You can do good stuff in the universities and the schools, but overall that's the enemy. So we have to understand that our kids, if they can get some proper knowledge in the schools, this is a good thing. But we shouldn't rely on it. And it's how do we build community education? And back in the day, we had much more community education, Saturday schools,
Sunday school.
even Sunday school.
I used to go to Sunday school and this taught me some discipline. Not gonna lie. Sit down and be quiet.
Yeah. But we've given up. We've kind of not given up, but
It's changed.
We've kind of tried to fix the thing which isn't broken. I always tell people schools aren't broken. Like the reason they give you white terrible knowledge, the reason you get strip searched in schools, the reason they're literally built by the same people that build prisons, that's not an accident. That's the point. So when you're expecting someone to do something they can't do, that's our fault. And we have to learn that we actually educate our own kids.
Yeah, that's crazy. I actually used to work in prisons. I taught like radio broadcasting. It was during lockdown. It was only a short little stint. Me and my energy could not survive in that kind of space because I would have caught a case that wasn't even mine. And I think sometimes working in those kind of environments, it's like you want to go in and you want to change. Because I've worked in schools as well. Do you know what I mean? You want to go in, you want to change, you want to help, you know, people that look like you and people outside of that. Do you know what I mean? But it's difficult to work from inside those institutions because not everybody has the same mindset. Like I went into that jail thinking, right, I'm going to help someone rehabilitate. I'm going to get them to get some qualifications. I'm going to get them to feel confident. I had all of this amazing stuff. I'm going to get my little positive sprinkle dust and try and just, you know, and it's not going to work because then you've got other individuals that are there just to feed their ego because they weren't popular at school. Then you've got other girls that are in there just to smash a prisoner, as we've seen. Do you know what I mean? Like people go into there for different reasons. How do we, if we can't kind of do much in the institutions, what would you recommend we do outside of that?
It's about building community capacity. So, for example, education is about things like Saturday schools, community education, online stuff. Many ways you can do it. So, for organisation and make it plain, we're going to start doing educational things that you can just share with people, young people. I think with prisons, the obvious one is like, you just not get into the prison. I mean, like, once you're there, obviously,
it's harder.
I mean, once you're there, you have to, and I would never say don't work in the system. I work in the system. And I would never say it's not worth it because even if you reach 1, 2, 3 people in the prison, that's a useful thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to do that.
Yeah.
But that's not the solution, right? The solution is how do we stop our people getting into prison in the first place? Right? Which is about how do we provide opportunities, how do we provide education, how as a community we're providing support.
So if my man's out there acting a fool, people are looking at me like, yo, she fool too because she's laying down with the fool.
Okay.
Do you get what I
Do you
mean?
think people settle for certain things because of money?
100%.
Do you think that's okay?
Girl, times are hard. I just spent £35.
Cost of living.
I just spent £35 in Tesco on fruit. It's a tricky one, you know. It's a tricky one because money is not everything, but also love don't pay no bills.
Very true.
So I do feel like there needs to be a bit of a balance.
Okay.
Like, I don't need a rich man. Come with your little 40, 50K and we'll be rich. We'll be rich together.
Not little.
Little.
Come on.
All right, come with your big 50K.
Yeah. Come on, pick him up.
Come with your big
Pick them up.
40K.
Yeah.
And I come with my 40K.
Yeah.
And then we do a little side hustle.
Yeah,
We're
straight.
earning 100 bags a year between us. I know only half of that's going to go on bills. Because I do it single-handedly on my own anyway.
Right.
Certain women that go for guys with the money, I do feel like maybe they have to put up with more. If you think about the basketball wives, I love basketball wives and Love and Hip Hop and all that kind of stuff. So you think about basketball wives, like their husbands are away for the majority of the time. They're not here. So they have to think in the back of their mind, well, my mum might have to go and get sex somewhere else. Some of them have the open relationship thing. Some of them have different scenarios. It's more about what are you willing to compromise for the bag.
Okay.
Because then they get to live a lifestyle, they don't have to work, yada, 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 yada. I personally don't think I'd be happy with that. I really want the strong family unit, that's important to me. I'd rather us get rich together.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be that yes man, no man, 3 bags full. I feel like I really do want us to be in this partnership together. And I find that sometimes when one partner's richer than the other, there's you shouldn't have to put up with certain things. I don't think I agree with that because there's plenty of rich guys out there that are still faithful, that are still there with one woman, that are not being outrageous. But I think sometimes in the back of females' head it's like, oh, okay, because he's doing this, I can put up with that. Did you not see Stefflon Don's sister the other day, a couple months ago, call Russ, is it Russ Millions? And say, babes, I want this Chanel bag. I want this Chanel bag and I want this. And he was like, yeah, cool. I was like,
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Must be lovely.
Do you get what I'm saying to you? But then she might still have to accept that he's going to be on tour for a couple of weeks. He might not be away So I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Yeah. There's compromise on every level.
If he's outrageous though,
I'm
not compromising with outrageous because that sounds like stupidity.
I agree.
And immature.
I agree.
So if you're not immature, the money really don't mean anything anyway. Because him being outlandish or whatever could eventually affect the bag anyway.
Yeah, true.
Do you get what I mean?
True.
So then
He's
what?
already extremely wealthy. Just want to stay there. Feels good. Joking.
But I go back to the Kim and Kanye thing.
Yeah.
Because we saw him being crazy outlandish. And he kept going and going. He made more and more money. She was down for the ride. Doing up Vogue, doing up covers, doing up let him dress you, let me. But eventually the control became a little bit too much. That's why he's got his new wife with 2 pins and walking around barefoot. Because it's what you will accept. I don't think you should ever give that much. I don't think you should ever give that a man that much power over you where you're going to accept BS. Do you think a man can tell me to go out barefoot, put on a bikini pants and walk out on the street with me like that?
I'd love to know what people think in the comments. Please leave your comments about this kind of thing, all the dilemmas you've heard. It'd be great to hear what they think about what we shared.
Yeah, and please don't cancel me, guys.
They won't.
So, talking about discipline. It's like talking about discipline. Let's go there. We absolutely need to.
You were celibate for 9 years.
Yes.
Romana,
Let me do the maths on that again.
do the maths.
8. Oh my God, yeah, basically.
Okay.
Wow.
Romana was celibate for 8 years.
Wow.
And some of you girl can't go without a month without getting something. Just saying.
Just saying.
Not judging you.
Disclaimer.
But just saying.
When you say it like that, I'm like, because I haven't spoke about celibacy in a while. That hit.
Babes, that hit me.
That took you out.
That took me out. I'm knocked out.
Yeah.
So what, 8 years, no nookie, no jucky, no wookie?
No, nothing.
Did you have a little play with yourself?
I didn't. Masturbation for me was a thing where it's like, if you tap into that, where will it lead? Where will it lead? And I just was like, no, I'm not going to tap into that as a replacement of
it then spoils the celibacy. It's going to spoil it.
So what? You didn't have a rabbit, you didn't have a toy, a little
Nothing,
dildo, a little
ma'am.
small little vibrator, a little...
Nothing. You know, it's interesting. My friends were like, we need to buy you one. Like, man, if you're going to do this and do this properly, you need to stay sane in the midst of it. So my best friend actually bought me like a whole kit. She's hilarious. Didn't use it.
Are you serious?
Didn't use it because I just thought if I tap into that, I'm not sure where it's going to lead to. And it might become an addiction. I can't afford for that. Like, I'm celibate because I know I want to save myself for my husband. So I don't want to be inviting in other
Energies,
obsessions and just no. So I didn't tap into that, luckily.
Let's just rewind.
Bring it all the way back.
Bring it all the way
Yeah.
back, because you ain't backing it up, clearly. 8 years
8 years,
of
man.
nobody touching you, not even a little nipple flick,
So okay.
not even a little kissy on the
No,
neck.
no. So that was cool.
Okay.
That was cool.
Okay.
So I wasn't abstinent. I was celibate. So it
Okay.
was
I
no
thought
sex.
it was the other way around.
No, it was no sex till marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you had a little...
You know, okay, cool. So what's really interesting is when I became celibate, I had one sexual partner before.
Okay.
I'd lost my virginity when I was 16.
Right.
Made a terrible mistake in the
Right.
person that I chose to do
Right.
that with. Like, one of my biggest regrets in life, that is.
Mhm.
But felt like I was just trying to keep up. Like, all my dad's
Yeah.
friends at the time were older and were talking about
Sex and stuff. Yeah.
made the wrong decision. Anyway.
And our parents weren't really telling us wagwan and what we... Yeah.
Yeah. I remember disappointing my mum and dad a lot with that decision. But listen, we make that choice, whatever. But that situation damaged me so bad. I was in no rush to find another sexual partner or to have
Right.
another boyfriend and do that again.
Right.
Just because it proper mashed me up
Right.
and actually made me realise my self-worth.
Okay.
That the next time I get into this space where I do want to be able to make love to somebody, it's got to be with my husband. I want to value myself and put myself in that, the way God sees me.
Right,
Like, my body
right.
is a temple.
Right.
And that's how I wanted to move, man. So gave my life to God, got baptized, and was like, okay, we're actually doing this.
Wow.
Now, my husband at this moment, my husband now, I've only got one husband, but he was...
Big him up, Omar.
Big up, Ohms.
Woo, woo, woo. Legacy Centre, you know, you be running things up there. Yeah.
He was my best friend at the time. Yeah. So we were friends even before I got baptized. So he
Right.
kind of seen me in all lights.
Wow.
So when I said to him, I'm getting baptized, he was like, yeah, call her back, yeah. We started to talk and it started to move from friends to more than that. I was like, you know what? I'm going celibate. And at the time, he was like, what the backside's that? Like, what are you talking about? Celibacy? Why? So I explained to him the premise of why I was doing it. And he was like, okay, cool, I can respect that. Can't join you on it, but I can respect it. So we made the decision to just stay friends because he wasn't saved at the time. I was celibate. It just weren't going to work.
Right.
Anyway, Mal, fast forward a couple of years, he ends up giving his life to God, became a Rasta, and then circled back to became a Christian.
His dreads be dreading, by the way.
I know. He's my person.
Look at you, just like, no, that's my hubby.
My person.
That's my man.
It's my person. So anyway, yeah, he gave his life to God and then ended up joining me on this celibacy journey.
Lovely.
Now, that was the hardest thing ever because...
You got your man, you've been best friends.
all my life.
You want to get jucky, nookie,
Yeah,
wookie, wookie.
100%. But we made the promise to each other that if we saved it for marriage, how God was just going to have his hand on our union. And we didn't want to get into it just being us two. We knew if it was going to work, God needed to be center. And to do that, we needed to honor him with our bodies. Now, it got hard.
So, okay, I'm so inappropriate about this kind of stuff.
Okay, go on.
So did you kind of nookie what is wooking with?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
You
need to see what you're working with.
Okay,
we didn't ever
take
have
it to that,
sex,
right?
yeah, but I needed to see what,
Need to see what go on.
likewise, you probably, yeah,
like have a little.
It wasn't try before you buy,
No,
but it was preview. Can I just have a little look?
Gynecologist. Let me just see what go on.
Yeah, for sure.
So Omar's going on with things.
Wow, I'm still married and very happily married. Like I said, that's my person.
Yeah.
And sex when you're married,
Yeah.
wow.
Is it different?
Oh my God.
How is it different?
I'm such an advocate, not for safe sex, like but married sex.
Really?
Yeah, like I say it to all my friends now, guys, if you can wait till you find your person who wants to commit to you through marriage and actually honor you in the space of I want to be your lifelong partner, once you have sex in that space, it's just life-changing.
But how is it different though? Like
It's
how?
worship.
Oh,
It's worship.
what do you mean?
It's us worshipping because God is a part of our union.
Okay.
So it's not just about making love to each other.
Okay.
Our making love is worship.
Are we praying over the D before we go?
So it's not even that, Mal, but because God has blessed our union,
Mhm.
when we get to make love to each other, I believe that's us honouring him as well. Because I'm honouring your son.
Yeah,
This is who you've given to me
yeah.
that I'm sharing life with. And remember, when you have sex, the two become one.
Two become one. And I do get what you mean. When you've got that connection with someone,
Yeah.
yo, you can have sex and start crying after.
100%.
Because it's just so deep. It's
Been there so many times. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, that was so good. I just do.
Yeah, I'm such an advocate for married sex. And you know what? God instructs us to do it. It is in his word.
Yeah. God
is
wants us
so
to
in-
get down and dirty.
100%. Like he made Adam and then said, hold on a second. He needs a helper who is right for him. Let me make Eve.
Mhm.
Like God wants us to enjoy each other and make love and have sex. And God wants that for us. So yeah man, thank you, Lord.
And I actually heard marriage sex is freakier than
Absolutely. The shackles are off because
oh, the shackles are on.
the shackles are
Are they on? Are they
Oh,
on?
wow. Man, I like, wow, yeah, maybe, girl. Absolutely that. It's so free and so safe. Like, yeah, man, I can't describe it. I wish I could put it into words, but I'm
And it was
struggling.
worth it.
Absolutely worth the wait. Hard though.
Yeah.
Because after being celibate for 8 years, I've trained my mind and my body to honor myself in a certain way. Then it's like, right, we're married now. Oh my God, the door's open.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
It took us months to figure out what each other liked again.
You know, but you had to
What does
trim
this
the
work?
door.
Oh my God. Mal, all of that, you're training your mind to think in a different way.
Wow.
And yeah, like teaching Om how to love on me. He's got to teach me how to love on him.
Love languages.
All of that comes into
I suppose
play.
it's a whole new part of exploring each other in a different
it
way,
is.
really, isn't it?
It is. And not easy. And guess what? Celibacy is not for everyone.
Mm.
I know that not everyone can be celibate and wait for their husband. And then
It's
here's
hard.
the thing. Some people rush into marriage because they know they can't
Do the
remain
ducky.
celibate. Yeah. So I think it's got to be right for you.
I've probably done celibacy, probably like longest 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I have done it like over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last 10 years. I've probably done about 4 years of celibacy.
Amazing.
Women are just as horny as men are.
If not more.
If not more.
Mhm.
I just think we've got more discipline in that area than
Yeah.
maybe men do.
For sure.
Like they wake up and it's just they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Whereas that's not always the case for us. It's more like
Mhm.
ovulation. Where's
yeah,
the D?
yeah.
Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? Outside of that, you can kind of be, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's hard, but I do understand that value of meeting someone,
Yeah.
having that marriage,
Mhm.
having that union.
Long-term stability.
Having that sometimes, there's been times where I felt guilty and been like, that wasn't actually worth that break.
I hear ya.
And then I'll go back to a year of not doing it again.
Wow. And you can just do it just like that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because then if it's not even that if I don't like it or I'm not feeling it or whatever, like
Mhm.
I'm a bit fast sometimes.
Okay.
I'm a bit fast sometimes.
Mm.
Sometimes I might not want to get cheesecake. I might not have sugar for time.
Right.
And then I'll have a cheesecake and I'll be like, that didn't even taste as nice as I thought it did.
Okay. And that feeling of, did I really just give
Did
up?
I really just, yeah.
Mm.
Whereas now I'm kind of in a space of like, I was dating someone for a couple of months,
Mhm.
like towards the end of last year, not me
Yeah.
telling my business.
Mm.
Person really wasn't right for me.
Okay.
And now I'm like back to celibacy. I'm like, nah, actually, you know what? I really need to wait.
Yeah.
I really need to wait. I might not do 8 years.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be that long.
Ladies, some of us are digmatized.
Yeah. It's lust, not love.
It's lust, not love.
Don't be mistaken.
Don't be mistaken. And when you're at that stage where it's like, actually, lust is nothing.
Yeah.
I really, really, really want to find love.
Mm.
It's nothing to keep you. It's nothing.
Yeah. To take it off the table.
Yeah.
And see if they can honour you enough to wait as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe not till marriage.
Fair enough, yeah. If it doesn't have to be.
Do you get what I mean? But
yeah.
there's definitely going to be...
Date me, get to know me first.
All of that kind of stuff. And it's not that I didn't do that before.
Yeah.
I just think I'm at a different level of...
Okay.
I know my worth. Oh my gosh, some amazing conversations there, some great interviews, some great people that are doing amazing work They really laid it down on Make It Make Sense. They laid it down with Melzy. They gave us the true. They gave us, their heart, their soul, and I'm so grateful for that. So I hope you enjoyed a couple of the clips from season 2. Let's get into what's coming up. I'm actually finally planning my live show. Woo! Oh my gosh. I'm super, super excited. So let me give you the details first. So the live show would be on Saturday, the 28th of June, 6:30. The show will start 7:30 sharp. We've got some amazing actors that are going to act out some of our Make Sense dilemmas. We're going to give the audience an opportunity to change the trajectory of the piece. So it's going to be really, really interesting. We're going to be picking up some topics that you guys have already sent in, topics that we've not managed to discuss on the podcast yet. We might have a special performance, and it could be someone that's already been on the podcast. Oh. We've actually got our sponsors, which are Grandad's Patties. So thankful for them. They are sponsoring us, so you're going to be able to get your patties. Because I'm a chatty patty. So we've got the chatty, and now we've got the patty. So yeah, we're going to have the beef and cheese patties. Maybe a little chicken, maybe a little lamb. We're going to have the patties on deck for you guys. Complimentary of Grandad's Patties and Make Sense with Melzy. And of course, your drinks will be available for you guys to drink drinks and buy drinks and things like that. Shall I tell you who the panelists are yet? Okay, I'll tell you. So currently we've got Leanne R. Jacobs. She's actually been on the podcast quite a few times. She's my homegirl, love her to bits. We've also got Hayley McIntosh, who came on season 1. She spoke about property, so we're going to have a little vibesy interview with her. We've also got Desper Robinson. He's also going to be one of our panelists. And I'm trying to persuade Corey Weeks to also come and be a panelist on the show. We've also got Chanel Dennis as well from Melanin Mood. So we've got quite a few panelists. Really, really excited. I don't really want to give away too much. It's going to be an amazing show for you. We've got early bird tickets that are £15 at the moment. Standard tickets will start to go out in the middle of May. But I am going to tell you this now. Most of the early bird tickets are sold out, and I gave you the opportunity to get some discount tickets. So we've got things happening, okay? And I want you to be involved. And I know I say this all the time, but literally 90% of you watch my videos and you're not subscribed. So I need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I need you to add us on Instagram and TikTok, just so that you are aware of all of the upcoming events that we've got coming up. Because this is just the start. So we have got loads more things up our sleeve that we've got coming up for season 3. Now, season 3 is going to be a little bit different. I don't know whether 3 is my lucky number. I don't even know what my lucky number is, but they say it comes in 3s. They say it happens in 3s. And they say third time. Is it third time trying? Third time lucky? Try again the third time. I don't really know what it is, but third time lucky, third time try. So this season's going to be a little bit different. We're going to switch up the space. We're going to switch up the interviews. We're going to be adding more games. We're going to be just making the podcast even better than it already is. So if you really want to be part of the Make Sense with Melzy tribe, you know what you need to do. You need to subscribe. Thank you so much, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, for everybody's support, everybody's guidance, all of the guests, everybody that's liked, subscribed, giving me a positive word. All of these things really help me to keep going. I'm not going to get emotional. I hope I don't get emotional for the live show. I really hope I don't. But I'm not going to get emotional. But yeah, I'm just really, really thankful, genuinely, for everybody's support, for continuing to push me, believe in the podcast. I'm really, really grateful. And that's it. We're out. We're done. That's season 2 wrapped up, 2025. And I guess I'll see you at the live show. We out for now. Sending love, light, and peace.